This is AdamantlyAnalog, episode 83. Today we wrap up our top 50 countdown with our 10 through 1.
Hello and welcome to Adamantly Analog, the only board gaming podcast to give you our heart, even though the very next day you gave it away. Hi, I'm your host, Harrison Dunn.
Does that count as Whamageddon right there if you say it, or do you have to hear the song to lose the game?
I don't know. That's up for the listeners to either ignore or send us hate mail for.
Yeah. I'm Corey, and I learned that there's lots of rules for this game where you try to avoid Last Christmas by Wham, and that makes it less fun. I think we just Whamageddoned everybody. I'd say that counts.
Yeah, it's like the game, or like if you think about the game, you lost the game. Sorry, everyone. We've now put it into the digital space. The only board gaming podcast to record the game.
Hey, this is a hotly debated topic, but what is the greatest Christmas song ever made? I have a hot take on this.
Oh gosh, I'm on the spot. It's a tie for me personally. It was a hippopotamus for Christmas. I really like, and I
Okay.
know people hate that one.
Yeah, they do.
And Dominic the Donkey. I like that one too.
Okay, I wasn't expecting either of those to come out, but yeah, nice. Popular answer is usually that Mariah Carey song, but
Yeah,
mine
yep.
is the Paul McCartney "Wonderful Christmas Time."
That's a good one.
Yeah, and like most people are like, "Oh, that song's so stupid. The synths are lame," but the synths are like perfect for the year that came out.
Yes, it is a vibe.
Yeah, it's very 1980. I love it.
Yeah. Well, here we are talking about Christmas, and for us, it's like a couple days before Christmas. But folks listening to this, it'll be after Christmas, so we are all over the place.
That's right. Well, it'll be just after Christmas, so whatever.
Merry Crimbus, you bunch of board game hooligans. We love you. Thanks for listening. Hey, Corey, you want to talk about any games that you've been playing recently, or do you want to jump right into the top 10 of 2025, our even better games?
Well, yeah, even better games. And when you say top 10 of 2025, you mean the 2025 edition of the top 10 games of all time, according
It's
to
the
us.
same thing.
It's not though. I think people would hear that and think those are 2025 games, and I want to be clear, of all time, or in Harrison's case, of the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah,
excluding
sorry.
like Go and chess and
The game of Ur, sorry.
yeah, Rail Gamer. I don't want to necessarily talk about games that I played. I think we saved that for next week. But I did want to chat about a movie I watched recently because it applies directly to our podcast. Um,
Oh.
yeah, I don't think I even brought this up to you when I saw you the other day. On Amazon Prime, you can get this movie. I don't think it just came out, but for some reason, it's just being advertised to me. It's called The Hobby. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It is a documentary about hobby board gaming, modern hobby board gaming. And it's got some of the most influential faces in board gaming media and designers in the movie being interviewed, and they like kind of follow little storylines for each of them. That includes like Tom Vassell. They talked to Tom Vassell, Eric Lang, Elizabeth Hargrove.
Oh, Elizabeth Hargrave.
Elizabeth Hargrave. Thank you. And then there's some media folks on there too. And I should mention they do a really good job of showing diversity in board gaming, which is clearly one of their intents as they're kind of exploring this. But they show diversity not only in like race and ethnicity, but also in like where people are in the hobby. There's like some very well established designers in here, but then they also follow a guy that's like launching his Kickstarter for the first time and is nervous about like the feedback he's getting. So it's really fascinating and really well shot too. I would super recommend it. It's called The Hobby: Tales from the Tabletop.
2024?
Yeah, I think 2024. So it hasn't been out for very
Oh,
long, but it's not like brand new.
okay. You have to look for that one specifically
Oh, are there more?
because there's another one called The Hobby from 2024 that is about
Oh,
card game collectible TCG and CCG people. And I was like looking
okay.
through the IMDb page. I'm like, I don't recognize any of these people. This isn't board games, is it? And then Oh, okay. Yeah, Daryl Andrews is in this. Elizabeth. Yeah, there's Elizabeth Hargrave, Eric Lang.
I
Yeah.
can't remember the
Okay.
channel. Our family games together or something. It's a couple, and they have a son that sometimes appears in the videos. Do you know what I'm talking about? They're from Nebraska.
Oh, no, not off
Anyways,
the top of my head.
they're in there, and then there's a woman that, does reviews online, and once again, I don't remember her name, I'm sorry, but she's got, like, colorful dreads, and she's got really an interesting background because she played drums in a rock band, and so now she reviews games online and, has designed her own game, and so you kinda see, like, I don't know, you see, like, a lot of different perspectives on the hobby board gaming, and it's really cool. It does a good job of representing this to people that don't understand it or aren't in the know.
Hmm. I'll have to check it out. Hopefully, it's available somewhere other than Amazon Prime because I don't like to give Amazon my money right now, but we'll see.
Yeah, sorry.
Cool.
Our Family Plays Games, that's the name of that channel, sorry.
Okay. Okay, let's get right into it. We've got the top 10, the final segment of our top 50 of all time 2025 edition. And since I'm the host of this episode, I'm just going to start right away, Corey. I'm going to go right into it and start with number 10 and throw a haiku at you to guess the game.
Yeah, hit me.
Everything's better. Head to head, save the ocean. Down where it's wetter.
Head to head, save the ocean, down where it's wetter. Wow, is this new to your list?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm trying to think of the games that you've played. Is it Aquatica?
Nope. It
No.
is Endeavor Deep Sea.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I had to hyphenate everything to get it. I was like going for a everything's better down where it's wetter because
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yep, under the sea. Uh,
So you just forced that one into the haiku form?
yeah, I did. I had to put something in between it to be
Okay.
relevant to the game. Yeah, so this is Endeavor Deep Sea. Yeah, the was it the third game in the Endeavor line, and brought to us by KTPG and Burnt Island. This is the cooperative like worker placement euro management thing hybrid with just like a gorgeous production, a green production, lots of recycled materials,
Mhm.
and great theme. You can play it co-op or competitively, and I hear that both are like super good versions. I've only played the competitive version.
Hmm,
Tons
that's
of like
interesting.
replayability in the modules. Yeah, just like everything about this game is just super appealing. There's a couple different avenues to like level up throughout the game. You can get uh, better agents or better characters to activate certain powers. And you're exploring this like big board and going deeper and deeper into the ocean and completing different objectives. It is such a cool experience. And I think it has such high replay value in the stories that it helps you tell throughout the game.
Hmm,
You've got the different missions and scenarios that just tweak the gameplay enough. I I love the theme. I love this like narrative style of a technically competitive game, but you're all collaboratively working towards the same goals. I think that I want to see a lot more of that in games. Uh, and Endeavor's Deep Sea is just it fires on all cylinders for me. And it's a great little game.
nice, Harrison. I'm surprised to hear this one. I haven't heard you talk a whole lot about it. So, aside from, maybe it's mentioned once or twice on the podcast, but do you own this?
No, I don't. I don't own
Oh
it
my goodness, in
yet.
your top 10, you gotta get this one.
Yeah, I do. Well, I don't own everything in my top 10.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, and I forgot to mention of the top 10, only two are games that I've had on my list last year. The eight of them are
Wow.
brand new.
Okay.
So I mean, and that's again because I messed up my list last year. But yeah,
Yeah. Endeavor Deep Sea, I played it one time and I liked it a lot. I need to get back to this one because I see it's climbing the ranks of the BGG overall. It's 116 right now, which is kind of incredible because it just came out last year.
right.
I remember feeling a little overwhelmed on the iconography because as you're exploring, you're going down deeper into the ocean and revealing more tiles with different like action spaces on them. And there is tons of iconography, and I wouldn't say it's a very hard game, but there's like kind of you have to interpret every tile a little differently because of its functions and the way it's diagrammed on the tile. Um, but it is really fun. There's basically actions and lots of different types that provide all sorts of different value. So it's one of those games where it just showers you in prizes. I feel like, and so a lot of players can grasp onto that.
Yeah, yeah. There's I think it's four different like vectors that you're leveling up on. One of them being like your ability to recruit people, so you can get better characters. You can level up your submarines, so you can get more submarines and move around more. And just yeah, everything about it just tickles my brain.
Nice, cool, good choice.
Yeah, that's my number 10 in Endeavor Deep Sea. And I think your comment about not owning the game. There are three games in my top 10 that I do not own.
Whoa.
So,
Okay.
well, the one of them's a technicality. So,
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, number 10, Endeavor Deep Sea.
Okay. My number 10. It's a deck builder with a very tiny deck. Tight sequencing pays.
Uh, Maybe Quest for El Dorado.
No, but that's a great guess, and it's actually pretty
It's tiny,
close.
tiny deck. That's what I was going for. Are you looking for a small deck of cards or a deck of small cards?
Not a deck of small cards. They're regular
Okay.
size cards. This is Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. This one I've talked about plenty. I don't need to say too much more. It's been around for a while and is solidly in the BGG list here. I don't know actually where it is at this point, but obviously it's my number 10. So I like it more than the average person because it's number 30 on that list. Doesn't matter. Um, so the Lost Ruins of Arnak speaks to me in so many different ways. First of all, thematically, it's like spot on. I think it does a great job of immersing you in this exploration, this sort of Indiana Jones vibe that's going on. But then the gameplay is so rewarding and so satisfying in that once again, it's just like lots of prizes. Everything you do results in resources that you can spend on some other action or activity that you do in the game. And as we talked about, games like SETI and Everdell being games where you have kind of a small pool of resources that you start with, and it's kind of just like pushing it to the limit and getting the most value you can out of those, chaining one action into the next, until you just like fizzle out and you can't play anymore. That's what this game is all about, and it feels so good when you get the sequencing right and you're climbing tracks and you're playing more cards and buying more cards in your turn, and the other players have passed like 3 or 4 actions ago. That's it's just like so rewarding. Very cool stuff. On the flip side of that, if you don't do that right, if you don't sequence correctly, you might just like run out of stuff to do pretty early on and just go womp womp. But that's kind of the beauty of this game. It does have a little bit of a skill curve, and I think that's what makes it great, in my opinion.
Yeah, this one was number 40 for me, but that's still a very good game, and I would
Yeah.
always say yes to playing this one.
Well, that's awesome. I would always bring it, except for now it lies in a 25-pound box, so it's a little less easy to transport.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. So that's my number 10, Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Moving on to number 9. Bee caterpillar, another caterpillar, dragonfly, skunk, snail.
Flip tunes?
Yeah, there you go. That's the starting deck in alphabetical order, no less. I was pretty proud of that.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So Flip Tunes. This is the small deck building game where sequencing doesn't matter at all because everything's random. Uh,
Yep.
you are casting the actors in a brand new cartoon show by doing what all great TV producers do or film producers do. They just do stuff randomly, right? And then it just comes out and see what happens. Yeah, you're recruiting characters, kind of slot machine, auto battler style, shuffling up your deck and then flipping out and seeing what happens. Uh, it, we make this with at Thunderworks, and like from the very first time that I tried this game, right around the time that I started, I was like, oh my gosh, whoa, this is this is different. Like it's so simple. The gamer crowd definitely gets it, and they understand deck building games, but it just feels so new and refreshing. And I mean, obviously, I'm biased on this a little bit, but it's so quick and easy to get to the table. The teach is even easier. I love that I can literally just hand people a deck, say shuffle and do this flip, and we are playing, and I get to do a rolling teach on it. And the artwork is just incredible. Like I'm so excited for us to get more of this in stock because we were it is out of stock right now, but we'll be getting some very, very soon. And then hopefully everyone else can share the love of the flip tunes.
Nice. We played this last night before going to bed on
Oh, you
BGG.
did. Nice,
BG
nice. There you go.
BGA, I always do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works great on there. I had the snake that, like, randomly, trashes a card off your deck and replaces it with a
Yep.
card from the pool, and, it was hitting all of my most expensive cards without fail every time it appeared, and it was fine. It was just like, you know what you're getting into when you play those risky builds in this game, and, it is highly variable, I should say. And it's okay because the game is so short and you just, shuffle it back up and do it again.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
when it goes right, it's so fun and satisfying. When it goes wrong, it's just funny. It's like you can't be
Yep.
too mad at the game. You know what you're getting into with this auto battler style.
Yeah, yeah, nice, quick and easy, and very easy to say, "Let's do it again" when it doesn't quite pan out your way. Because surely next time, if those cards came out in just the opposite order, you would have crushed it.
Yeah, right. Hey, I
Yeah.
think this is one for the ages. This is one that I'm sure we'll be playing a lot on BGA. But it's funny. I between this one and Cartographers, I think they're going to be like some of our most played games online. So thank you, Jordy Aiden, for filling all of my possible free time.
Yeah, Jordy. Fun fact for the board game arena crowd: the game designer's name is Jordy, and then the implementer that did the tabletop, or sorry, the BGA version is also named Jordy, but he spells it with an I.
Yeah,
So whenever we're internally talking about Jordy, we have to specify which one now.
yeah, nice.
So that's my number 9, Flip Tunes.
Okay, my number 9. Go with me here on this haiku. Shutterstock came in real clutch for Feuerland games, but the gameplay rules.
Oh, uh, is it? Oh gosh, Fireland. I'm gonna embarrass myself from not remembering which one this is. This is an Arc Nova, is it?
Is that your guess?
Yeah, sure.
Yep, it's Arc Nova.
Woo! All right, easy game.
Yeah, yeah, easy game. But the gameplay rules was my last line, and I just literally couldn't fit enough information in the last 5 syllables to describe anything about Arc Nova concisely, because it's like so much. This game is overwhelming to look at. It's overwhelming to learn, but it's so worth it. This game is highly regarded as one of the best games in the last decade, and it's deserved. It's great. It is a testament to good gameplay design when you can get over the silly Shutterstock art images on all the cards because they all do look like corporate brochure pictures.
Yeah, they really do.
um, but I think the feel of just like finding the synergies with the animals and like hitting the right tags and things like that. It's just it like you forget about the stupid art really quickly. Man, I don't know what else I can say about Arc Nova and keep it short, but there's a lot here. It's an incredibly fun engine builder. It is an incredibly competitive game, and it's a very challenging game. It's one of those games that leaves you with so many decisions and so much to think about on your turn that you often find yourself with regrets like I should have done that first or I should have done that first. One thing is always leading down a path towards another thing and giving you capabilities that other players don't have, and that provides a really interesting like player attention sort of racing vibe to it while you are doing something pretty insular in your own engine building. So, excellent game. I'm very excited to play it again every time I get a chance to do so. But this is certainly one that I need to set aside a solid 2.5, 3 hours for, including the setup.
Right. I've only ever played this once, and the teach was a little shaky. I didn't quite understand a few things that made it feel a bit weird. And then the the guy that brought it and taught it, it was a 3-player game, and two of us hadn't played it before. And he like ended the game way too quickly. And
Mm,
so both me and the other guy had like negative 30 points at the end of it because that's possible in this game. Uh, and yeah, he crushed us. So it was a pretty rough first experience. I should give it another try, but I think that's a lot of the reason why it is what number 167 for me.
yeah, it's pretty low on your list.
It's pretty low, but still in the top 300. So I guess that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely should play it again. I don't necessarily think that this is a game that you would love, but I think you should just understand it and appreciate it because it is such a, a pillar of modern board gaming right now.
Oh yeah.
Um, I think if you understand Terraforming Mars, you get the same vibe with Arc Nova, but it is a different enough game. And so like that'll be a good way to tell like if this is right for you. If you're one of those people that's like, oh, screw Terraforming Mars, that's too much work, then yeah, you probably won't like
Right.
Arc Nova. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on, but number 9 is Arc Nova for me.
Moving on to number 8. Beware the dragon. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting treasure.
That's Clank.
That's Clank. You got it, Corey. That is
Mhm.
Clank.
Just regular Clank,
Uh,
isn't it?
yep. Well, so I put just regular Clank on here when rating everything. I took off the Acquisitions Incorporated. I think I left Clank in Space in here as yeah. No, I left Clank Catacombs in here because that was number 41. But yeah, the original Clank, and like I say most of the time that I would prefer Catacombs on the day to day, but like the original Clank just holds such a special place in my heart, both like my personal relationship with it. That was like one of the first games I got to teach at conventions.
Mhm.
Just how the story that that base game tells, you kind of lose that element in Clank Catacombs because it's focused more on like the exploration thing on it. Um, and the original Clank just is such a solid story. The first time the dragon attacks and then like a new player gets hit by it, there's you can feel the tension. New players kind of being adverse to generating clank, and then someone will figure out, oh wait, if I make a little bit more noise, I can get an advantage and really amp up the threat for everyone else too. Because if you those extra clank, extra loud cards are going to help you move through the dungeon more quickly and get more points more quickly.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's got this great tension, a great story. I Everyone loves a heist story, but this is kind of disguised as a fantasy swords and sorcery running away from a dragon, and it's got a dragon that you don't have to kill. In fact, you got to run away from it. And I just like all those different elements. And yeah, what a fantastic game. We'll always want to play Clank in any form. Uh, but the original is has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I love it. It really does a great job of telling the story of, pushing your luck, risking it all for more riches at risk of, being attacked and killed by the dragon as you try to escape his lair. Um,
Hmm.
the space one is great too. I like the theming of that one a little better, but once again, it's appropriate. It's like you're in space, the ship is gonna explode or you're gonna get destroyed by evil lord. What is it, Erraticus?
Yep, Erraticus. That's it.
And you're trying to deal with locked doors and turning power onto different modules so you can escape via whatever the conveyor belt thing is that runs down the middle of the map. It's just so fun. It's got all the sci-fi and medieval fantasy tropes all baked into it, and references to tons of those things in pop culture too in the card names. It's just like what's not to love here. Clank is a great game. Support this
It's
choice.
an excellent time. You know the name of the villain in the base game then, right? If you can name
Oh,
drop Erraticus.
I actually don't. I've never played the base.
Oh, okay. The No one knows the base game. The base game dragon's name is Nyctotraxion.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep, yep. That one I remember for whatever reason.
When did Clank come out? This game, 2016. Yeah, that seems like
Yep,
forever ago now. It's
yep.
almost 10 years ago.
It has been a while. So,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, the now classic deck building card game Plank, a deck building adventure is my number 8.
My number 8, talk about weird art, but again, I can see past. Make Mars beautiful.
Is this Terraforming Mars?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, these ones are like kind of interchangeable, TFM and Arc Nova. I love them both the same. If I'm in the mood to play one, I'm in the mood to play the other. But like I said in the last pick, they're different enough. There's a good reason I have both of them in my collection. I think Terraforming Mars plays better at larger player counts, and it is really fun to see the map explode when 4 players are all contributing to it. Whereas Arc Nova, I would like almost prefer just a one-on-one or a three-player game at max. So there's the like the one big difference, but this rumbling crescendo of assembling your engine over the course of a 3-hour game and seeing like how powerful that thing can be at the end of the game is just so exciting to me that this one will forever be um, in my top list here. I don't know if it's necessarily gonna be in my top 10. It's number 8 right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it stays and even moves up.
Rumbling crescendo. Look at you.
Yeah, that's a magic card, isn't it?
Oh, probably. If it isn't, you have just willed it into existence.
Yeah. Yep, it is. Oh, it's from Urza's Saga. Wow. Old school
Oh,
magic
wow.
card. Yeah. All right, what do you think of TFM? It's your number 43.
Yeah, no, I love this one. I've got it sitting on my shelf, and you told me that I had to buy the Prelude expansion, and I did, and then I didn't play it since then.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that was like earlier this year, so I'll get around to it at some point. Yeah, it's funny that you put both Terraforming Mars and Ark Nova right next to each other too, right? Because they do kind of hold the same place in a lot of
Mhm.
people's minds. And then like their little reject kid sister Earth, I think belongs in there too. Just like the big stack of cards games with stock art vibes.
Yeah.
um
It does not belong in my top 10 list, unfortunately. I'm not a big fan of that one.
I like that one plenty. But yeah, Terraforming Mars is an excellent game. I wish the original version had like a little bit better production because those boards can be pretty finicky, especially for uh players who aren't used to like having to be that particular about what part of the board their pieces are on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it tons of innovation there, and I do like the hey, look at the cool thing we did at the end of the game.
Yes.
Uh, yeah.
And something like Terraforming Mars, it's like it warms your heart to see what was clearly a passion project for, just a small group of Frixiliuses. It's like kind of a family endeavor, right? Because the designer's brother gets involved, I think, in some of the art and all that. Um, but it very much like it kind of came out of nowhere when it was first released. It's Stronghold Games. I think it's kind of like their first big production. But clearly, everything about this game is like well researched and carefully tested. And I mean, it must have taken them years to put this together because not only did they design all of these cards and all these interactions and this huge set of rules, they also posed for all the photos too and took pictures of themselves dressed up as scientists for the card art and things like that.
Wait, is that actually what some of that card art is?
Oh yeah, he's in there like many times. Yep.
Oh, I had no idea that that was the story behind that. That's weird. That's a weird one.
Yeah. I mean, you can just imagine this guy like, doing a photo shoot for for these cards that are supposed to represent people like inhabiting Mars. But yeah, that's quaint, I think. I think it's the only way I can put that.
Yeah, pretty goofy.
So my number 8, Terraforming Mars.
Time for number 7, Corey. Moving on down that list or up that list. Depends on how you look at it. Number 7. Risk it with red, or multiply purple or blue, or high roll on green.
This isn't Lost Cities, is it?
No,
Hmm.
this is a
High
tough one because the
Okay.
theme is like not even there.
Yeah.
Uh, it's
Sounds
Panda
abstract.
Royale.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep. You get the risky red dice, the purples and blues multiply, and then the greens are just d20s. So you got to high roll them. Yeah, this is a just very stupid incremental-ish dice chucker. Uh, like when I first heard about it, I was like, "There's no way that this is like really compelling, right?" And then I played it, and I'm like, "No, I love this. I love just chucking dice, doing a bunch of math, chucking more dice, doing even more math." The scores are ridiculous in this game. You can play up to 10 players. It'll slow it down quite a bit just because of the finicky turn order rules and the dice stealing abilities. But it is everyone loves chucking a big handful of dice, and in turn one you're rolling one die, and in turn 10 you're rolling 10 dice, and that's as simple as that. It's just a good time for a bunch of people, easy to teach, and something that I'm glad to have in my collection and always carry it around.
You love this game.
It's so good. It's good.
It comes
This is
up a
like
lot.
one of the games that just made me realize, like, you know what? I don't care so much about, I like a good set of rules. I like a good set of mechanics and that, but the real game design is just about the feeling that comes out at the table. And I think Panda Royale does that really well. That's the same reason like Magical Athlete I think is so captivating, is because it just creates such a memorable atmosphere at the table. Um, and yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. Panda Royale,
Yep.
fight me.
Yeah, it's a fun game. The only panda in the game is on the cover of the box, isn't it?
There, no, the first player marker is a panda token.
Oh, okay. So
Yep.
there's one more.
Yep.
It's funny. Yeah, cool. Fun game. Yes, you're right. It does remind you that games don't have to be overly complicated to be fun. This is just cool, dumb fun. And no offense with the dumb. I think that's that's the best way to describe it. Just like throw the dice, see what happens. Make an impulse decision on what to add to your collection, see what happens. And that's a
Yep.
great time, especially with,
Yep.
with a large group. I think this is particularly good with a big group of people, so you can steal dice from, whoever is the king at the time.
Yeah, I like it 4 to 6. I think once you hit like 7, 8, 9, 10, then it gets a little chaotic, but yeah, around
Yeah,
like 6 is the sweet spot.
nice.
Cool. That is number 7, Panda Royale.
Okay, my number 7, dudes and elephants on an ancient Egypt map. Combat without dice.
Corey, knowing you, we had to talk about Kemet at some point.
Yeah, yeah. This one's pretty obvious. But it's funny though. I don't really have a lot of combat games in my top 50 list, and this one is always ranked pretty highly. It's usually in my top 10, and it's actually dropped 5 spaces. Last year was my number 2, I guess. Um, it's just like I don't know. It's just such a great time for me. Like I said, I have different crowds of board gamers for different types of games, and when I get together with the combat folks, or when I take this to a convention, it's always fun to just like I don't know, throw a bunch of troops at another bunch of troops and see who comes out on top. My favorite part about the game is the last line of the haiku, though. It's the combat without dice. There are so many games that rely on dice to resolve combats, and you feel like you have no control. This one truly is a matter of like trying to outsmart your opponent. With the added variable of having DI, divine intervention cards that can, add more combat value. Everyone has the same fixed set of, I think it's 8 cards, 8 combat cards that you can play at different times until you basically you play through the deck and then you shuffle and redraw them. So you can sort of eliminate which ones players have access to because you can see that they've already played them. And so there's this really kind of sneaky, like, okay, if I do this, then they do that, and this is going to be the result. That goes on between the players. So, like many games, when you do a combat, you're often left vulnerable. So sometimes throwing the combat is the best way to like, get kicked out of the region and then come back in and go back for vengeance. But man, there's so much to love about Kemet. I know you hate this game, and I'm sorry you do. But maybe with the right crowd, Harrison, you have a different time with it.
It's not so much hate as it just like this was the game that kind of opened my eyes to, okay, maybe I don't like dudes on a map fighting games.
Yeah.
They stress me out, they give me anxiety, and it's okay for me to not enjoy them.
That's
So,
true. Yeah, and
yeah.
that's definitely worth saying because I think that's the feeling a lot of people have with these is they have anxiety when it comes to making a decision that directly impacts someone else's ability to be successful. That's what these are all about. And so, for those folks, more of the like heads down, like keep it to myself games can be more comfortable because they are not like harming another person or like hindering another person. This is all about hindering another person.
Yep.
Uh, and so if you can get over that, then Kemet is for you. It is the greatest dudes on a map game. I'll give you that. Okay, the best one. So if you're gonna start somewhere, start with this one.
You insist.
Yeah. Number 7, Kemet, Blood and Sand.
Moving on to number 6. Take or place with dice your mines and towns and castles. It's Burgundian.
Yeah, that's Castles of Burgundy.
Yeah, no, it turns out Burgundian is a real word.
Okay.
I saw it on the BGG page, and I was like, "This seems silly." Nope, it's Burgundian is the descriptor for the people that lived in that part of France
Yeah,
Yeah,
Burgundy's a real place, so it must be.
yep, Burgundian. So, uh, fun fact: this game did not move at all. This was rank 6 last year on my list, and it's rank 6 again this year. It is right where it belongs, and an excellent game too. I think the staying power of this was just kind of redoubled with the Awaken Realms like deluxe version that Lauren and I got this year. It is a great two-player game, great group game, tons of variability in the different modules and the different setups that you can explore. But even the base game, like if people want to play Castles of Burgundy, no, I don't want any of the frills. Let's just do the base game. That's excellent. I love that too. Like I am just excited to play with the base game as I am to try out like the different modules. This is a like worker dice placement type game where you're rolling dice and then using those dice to take different actions, either to get new tiles or place tiles on your board, and ultimately trying to economy out your best path to victory. And oh man, the tile drafting is just so engaging. Like, ooh, can I leave that piece there, or is someone else going to take it? Is Corey going to snag that piece for me if I leave it, let it sit one more round, or I need to burn all my resources to adjust my dice right now and get it before he does?
Mhm.
I it, you and I both love this one, and I think it's going to keep on the top 10 list for many years to come,
Yep, I agree. I'll talk about this in
unless
a minute.
unless Stefan Feld releases the Castles of Burgundy too.
Oh god, he did. It was Castles of Tuscany, and it wasn't very good.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I take that back. That is my number 6, the Castles of Burgundy.
Okay. My number 6, dice that you don't roll, level up to 6 and die, climb the tracks and win.
What? Level up and die.
Mhm.
Is this apiary?
No, but that's a good guess. Apiary is a good game too. This is Teo to Walk On.
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. Yep.
Yep. It is, this is my favorite of the Euro style games that's out there. And I don't really know how to put it into words, so I won't try. but I will mention that one of the things I'm drawn to is the fact that there are dice in the game. They are never rolled. They represent the power of your workers, and you're trying to manage the amount of workers you have with the amount of salary you have to pay them at the end of each round. And the higher level workers need more salary, like they're more valuable to you, so you have to pay them more. So there's this kind of timing element because the rounds are timed by this eclipse track. And when the sun and the moon meet, that's when the salaries need to be paid. That is moved each round, but it's also moved every time one of the workers levels all the way up to 6 and then like pops off for a bonus. And then it's kind of like reborn as a 1 pip on the board. And so, yes, it's great to have a whole bunch of valuable workers out there, but then, like you're spending all your cocoa to take care of them. Cocoa is kind of like the currency in this game, I should mention. The fun of it though is when you do have a bunch of powerful workers and you line them up and you get all 3 workers on the same space when you activate it, and you get like
Mhm.
tons of prizes. It's great. And you can set this up and just kind of like limp along the board until you can do that a few times on some turns, and it can be so satisfying. At other times, you like don't have enough money to activate any action, and you're just taking like kind of recuperate actions, and that feels kind of crappy. So there's a lot of planning and sequencing to be done in this game, and so many different actions that tie to almost like different mini games around it or different tracks that you're going to climb. So it truly is a point salad in every sense of the word. And one that is really stylish looking too. On top of that, I think the building of the pyramid in the center of the board is always really kind of an eye catcher for people who aren't familiar with the game, and a good tactile feel to it as well.
Oh yeah. Excellent, excellent table presence.
Yeah,
A good one. I haven't played this one in a while. I need to play that again.
yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it right now. It's on BGA.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It doesn't have as good of a table presence on BGA, but it is fun.
No, most games don't.
All right, my number 6, Teotihuacan, City of Gods.
All right, Corey, we're moving into the top 5. Now the games really get good, right?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
deal. Yep.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 5. Top or bottom cards to slot and combo actions post-apocalypse.
Oh, that's Revive. Nice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, it's Revive. Heck yeah, Revive. This is like, oh my god, I love this game. This is, I mean, we're gonna say that about every single game here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
another one that is a giant stinking complex euro that I love getting to the table because I think all of the mechanisms just work so well together that most of the time on like the first teach, people are like, "Oh yeah, okay. No, that was a lot of rules and you just talked to me for 45 minutes, but I get it." And there's
Mm,
rarely any questions after the teach, which is just stunning. Like everything just kind of fits together. Um so perfectly. You are managing like a tribe, a civilization that is emerging from a Fallout style vault after the apocalypse, trying to re-explore and rehabit the world and re-inhabit the world. And you're taking two actions on your turn. It can be to put something out on the board, like put people in a city, or build like a settlement, or explore, flip over a tile on the board, or it can be to play one of the citizen cards that comprises your deck. So it's like sort of deck builder y, but you only ever have half your deck in your hand at a time. And then those cards you can play, you slot them into your board, and you can upgrade those slots. There's dual layer boards. I, there's so much going on in this game that is really hard to talk about, and it can look a little bit overwhelming on the table. But it is such a satisfying experience every time this gets played at our game night regularly. I didn't get to play in the game last week because I was stuck playing something else and I was a little sad, but still a great time. That is Revive.
nice. I have to ask, have you played Recall yet?
I've not. No, I really want to. I want to check it out. Same designers, like their sequel. I hear mixed
Mhm.
things because like I think some people are expecting Revive and not getting it, and other players are looking for something different and not finding it different enough. But
Hmm.
I want to try it out because it looks like it does some cool things.
Yeah, it looks really similar. It uses almost a lot of the same iconography, it seems, and
Yep.
it appears to have the kind of the slotting into your machine element present here. It looks different though. You're not slotting cards in this case, but that was my favorite part about Revive is having your personal player board where you can slide cards in to upgrade those actions. Um, Yeah, man. I don't know. I gotta try it. I like Revive a lot. It's yet again another one I just haven't played enough, and probably need to explore it. I'm curious about the legacy part of it. Have you done that?
It's that's there's no legacy part of it.
No,
It's
there's like a
it,
storyline or something though, right?
yeah. It says it's a campaign. There's like a deck of cards that you're supposed to read through like the first 5 games you play. That's my least favorite part about it because it
Okay.
just adds more rules to the game, and then in future plays, if you want to reference those rules, you have to read the rules on those cards instead of in the rule book.
Yeah.
But the
Okay.
rule book does have some of the rules for them. Yeah, it's like my biggest gripe about it. It's just it's a little scattered. It made a big swing. I don't think it quite worked out there, but you can play with those modules attached to it. Some of them I do, some of them I don't.
Yeah, you can just ignore it if you want to.
Yeah, like, I think we did the first base game as is, and then I realized what the deck was, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this isn't worth me slow rolling this 5 games."
Sure.
I just read through the deck and, like, added what I thought was appropriate, so, um, yeah, like, I don't do the drafting mechanism, um, where you can, like, draft your starting deck because a lot of times new players aren't going to know what they will need in their starting deck, and then I use like the optional switch icon, the you have this little switch that on your board that you can throw once per round, and uh, the base rule is you can only use it to get one resource, which is pretty boring. But the optional add-on rule is to use someone else's top half of their card uh, that someone else has played. So I think that just adds a little bit of player interaction. And if someone uses your card, the card gets discarded, so you get it back sooner, and it frees up the slot that it was in.
Hmm.
So it's a nice little bit of interaction.
Yeah. Okay. Can't fault him for trying it. But yeah, it feels like Maracaibo. The legacy thing is in Maracaibo, or the campaign thing is in Maracaibo too, and it adds more like bloat, more stuff to deal with when you're setting up. So I
Mm,
don't love that, but having the variable option is always cool.
yeah, that is my number 5, Revive.
Okay, my number 5. The name of the game even rhymes with the word cute, but they will bite you.
Uh, W- What?
The name of the
Groot?
game
Groot?
even rhymes with the word cute. Or I guess if you pronounce it wrong, it would rhyme with coot.
Root?
Rude. Yeah, it's rude. All right, it's a stretch. Okay, slant rhyme. But yeah, it's root. And this may be misleading because I did mention that Kemet was like my favorite dudes on a map game of all time. I don't know if I really consider Root to be a dudes on a map game, but I don't know. I certainly can see why you would. It's it's got that to it for sure. But Root is just such, you know, it's in its own world. There's nothing like Root out there. It is more
Yeah.
asymmetric than any other game I've ever played. You basically have to learn a new game, quote unquote, to play a faction that you're not familiar with. And unfortunately for the new player, you can't really be successful in this until you understand all of everybody else's factions too. But that to me is mesmerizing because it is a game that is so well beloved by so many people that if you go and sign up for it at a convention or play with a crowd that's familiar with it, everyone knows it so well and loves it so deeply that it becomes like, you know, it's got its culture built around it a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, and that is impressive to me because of the barriers to entry that exist. But as far as a work of design goes, I have to give this one its roses because man, it is impressive how this has been created and expansions keep getting added to it. And you know, I know they're all not all perfectly balanced. There's some that are much more powerful than others, but regardless, the experience is still great, and no one ever feels like they just can't participate in the game because of their faction choice. Um, and maybe like in certain cases you would, but I think that they are well balanced and interact well with one another. Um, yeah, it's such an impressive game and it's such a cool game that I can't even begin to describe it in this podcast. If you're not familiar with Root, but you care about combat in interactive games and the asymmetry sounds interesting to you, this is definitely worth spending some time with. Maybe 2 or 3 plays though to get a true understanding of the game. You really have to be in the know, you really have to understand what you're doing to enjoy it.
Yeah, there's so much going on in this one. Uh, I love the concept of root.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, that's like I associate root and as a whole, like more so leader games as these are the games that I wish had gotten me into the hobby back when we only knew 1 or 2 games and we played those games nonstop because I think Root wants to be your one and only game that wants to be the thing you always play because the more you play Root with the same group and the more you get to know those roles and each other's players, that game is just going to sing. It's going to be a phenomenal experience. And my
Hmm.
personal playing habit is to go broad. I don't spend a lot of time with a lot of games or with any single game. So most later games I kind of bounce off of because they want you to play with the same people. They want you to play the same game over and over. And it's not there for me. I'd love it if I had more time and I had the regular
Hmm.
group.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, and I think that is apt. I haven't even played this game more than like 30 times probably, which for it being in my top 10, I mean, I think that's a pretty low number. It has a great air of mystery to it because there's still expansions that I haven't tried or I don't even have in my collection. And so just kind of like wondering how things interact and wanting to just explore it more and understand the factions that I do have better. It's always on my mind, even if I'm not able to, actually play the game.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's so clever. It has great table presence. The bits and pieces are really cool. These screen printed meeples and the art style is just like one of a kind and awesome. There's a lot to love with Root.
The digital implementation is fantastic. The version on Steam, uh,
Yeah.
they take like this is what I want to see digital adaptations of board games be. Root the video game is its own like thing. They took all the characters and fully animated them. It is they've got gorgeous characters. Uh the music is incredible on it too,
Hmm.
which is something to say for playing a video game or of a board game. Uh I would much rather play this on as the video game version too, because on top of the wonderful atmosphere that it provides, you're not going to get a rule wrong. You might not understand the rules, but you're not going to get them wrong.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Is like you don't even see it happening. So when things are happening in the video game, you're like, where did that resource go? Or why do I have a card in my hand? Because I think it obscures a lot of that stuff. So yes, it is a
Mm.
really
Yeah, I
good
can see that too.
designed implementation, but it doesn't. I don't think it really helps you learn the game very well.
I can see that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, my number five is Root.
Rootin' tootin' good time. Number 4. These crazy robots are trying to kill people on my moon resort.
Oh, Moon Colony Bloodbath.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Moon Colony Bloodbath, the latest and greatest Donald Vaccarino game. So the guy that brought us Kingdom Builder and Dominion and all those good things has a new deck building game. But you're not building a deck; you're building it together at the middle of the table, and then the deck plays itself, and you all get sad. Uh, this is just such a unique design in the space of hobby board games, and it uses all the same tools that players are used to. It like most board gamers are like, "Oh yeah, okay, I get it." It's just in such a novel way where it's got the trappings of a co-op game because like there's a deck of bad things that just keeps happening to everyone. But it's a competitive game where you're trying to survive as long as possible. You've got your own little engine building elements. And it's got just this beautiful arc to it where you start off, things are real easy, and you kind of build up, build up, build up, and then the deck starts beating everyone down, and everything starts crumbling around you. And suddenly, that really cool building that your whole engine is built around is the last bastion, and it suddenly doesn't have the support it needs, and you got to just decide to destroy it and get rid of it. Um, Excellent story told every time. The way that the game sets up is you put two of these unique event cards in the deck out of like, I don't know, 30 or 40. There's such high replay value in this game, between those event cards, the robots that come out to make everyone sad, the cards that you draw and have access to. Um, fantastic experience. I want to play this all the time. This is the other one of the other games I don't own.
Hmm.
And I almost bought it a couple times this week, but I'm like, you know what? Nope. Christmas right around the corner. I talk about this game a lot. I'm just gonna be patient and buy it next week, just in case.
Yeah, this one's at the top of my list of want to play right now. I haven't played it, but this is showing up on a lot of best of 2025 lists for folks. You speak highly of it. I love Donald Vaccarino. Obviously, he's the godfather of deck building games with his Dominion cred. And then the theming of it's cool. I love this like pulp sci-fi, kind of retro vibe that it's
Yeah,
got going on.
yeah. It looks goofy, plays goofy, tells a fun story. Uh, go out and play Moon Colony Bloodbath.
Yep.
Um, I was turned off by the name, but yeah, as soon as you see the box, you're like, oh no, okay, this is very pulp science fiction vibe, and the name fits perfectly.
Nice.
That's number 4, Moon Colony Bloodbath.
All right, my number four. This may be my four, but it's the best game for one. Goodbye to money.
Oh, we got to be talking about Marvel Champions, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I have to tell this story. I'm sure I've told this before on the podcast, but how I acquired Marvel Champions initially. I bought a game of Suro from Goodwill for $1. I put the game of Suro on the board game trading page, traded it for some other game that I don't even really remember what it was, but it was like brand new and shrink, and ended up trading that for Marvel Champions. So I effectively spent $1 as my entry to Marvel Champions, which the base box is like minimum $40 if you buy it new. Um, and then from there, it was like, yeah, I may have saved a bunch of money on that, but then I introduced myself to a whole pit of money sinking with all of the add-on packs and character packs and scenario packs and things to include with it. Um, Being that I'm a recovering Magic the Gathering player, this is kind of like the perfect board gaming drug, quote unquote, for me because
Yep.
because it's got this super collectible element to it. It happens to be one of my favorite IPs of all time, and you can play it alone. So I have no excuse not to get this game played, and I have. It's my most played game of all time. And so the fun of it is just collecting all these cards, having access to more deck building options, and then trying out one hero versus one other villain, which I have like endless possibilities now with this large collection of Marvel champions. If that's scaring you, I will say this: the base game box has plenty of depth to it. It has plenty to do. You could play that game for your entire life if you can manage to avoid the FOMO of I wonder what Captain America feels like when I play him. But it truly is a board game that feels like a TCG.
Great, this is a great game. We were just talking about yesterday how I have not played my copy enough. I need to get back into it, and I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring me
Yeah.
more. Bring me more.
Well, let's do it for real. I've only ever played this solo. I played a couple of multiplayer games before that didn't go great. I didn't think the crowd I was with like actually were into it. So, um, one of these days, Harrison, I think we need to get together, bring all our cards, and just like throw down against a couple of these villain packs. Because I've got some that you need multiple players for them to be cool. Like the Kang one, that one's sweet.
Why don't you just like move to Madison? That would be easy,
Yeah, well, we
right?
can meet somewhere in the middle. How about that?
Or you can just move to Madison.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
All right. My number 4 is Marvel Champions, the card game.
Time for the top three, Corey. We're getting real close to the end here. Number 3, gentle tile drafting, habitable landscaping, serenity now.
Oh, Dwarf Romantic? Wait, we already did that
Yep.
one.
Yeah.
Uh, Gentle Tile Draft. Is it Carcassonne?
Harmonies.
Oh, Harmonies. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
already did
that's
Carcassonne too.
technically picking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harmonies. Yeah, this is the most egregious omission from last year's list, in my opinion. Yeah, the Harmonies is the game of picking some tiles, the little discs, and stacking them on your board to make different terrain types, and then picking those wonderful stained glass art-ish animals and putting them on your board and scoring points. It is such a neat little puzzle. Some people think it's too brain burny. I think they're wrong. Uh, no, this is. I will always want to play this. It perfect game as it is. Love teaching it to new players, introducing new folks. It has that. This is the game that made me think of the like, ooh, look what I did moment, or look what I built moment at the end of a game. This is what I picture when it comes to that. Uh, I wanna play Harmonies all the time. I want to play Harmonies right now.
Yeah. This one was on my list earlier, and I think I mentioned that it was like peaceful and calm, but also really hard. So I think the peaceful calm thing is more like the aesthetic, whereas the gameplay is it is incredibly challenging. And having played it once since I brought it up on my list, I maintain this is one of the most difficult games to play because it is such a challenging logic puzzle. It doesn't feel like too much. I mean, I think I enjoy that part of it, but if I wanted to be really competitive with it, I think I'd have to take really long turns to calculate all of my moves and possibilities, which I don't. I think that's not the point of this game. I think it's just like try your
Yeah.
best, don't stress, see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that for sure. It can be a little stressful for some folks, but I I like that challenge and finding the balance of like how many animals do you want to invest in? How much do you want to push yourself? You're very much in control of how much you're giving yourself to do.
Hmm.
Um, and so finding that balance is where the real harmony is, I think.
Yeah,
To
well
name drop the
played.
game.
Yeah,
That's my number 3, harmonies.
my number 3. Water and spice and everything nice. Oh, now that's what games are made of. Okay, I didn't do the pauses very well, but anyways, it does fit into 575. What's the game, Harrison?
Dune Imperium.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Dune Imperium was my number 1 last year. It's number 3 this year. So it's really like I'd say it's holding steady. I mean, top 3 games of all time. I'd play any one of them at any point in time. So, Dune is fantastic. And this one, I guess technically is a Euro style game, right? It's kind of
Yeah.
got like worker placement vibes to it, but it is very Ameritrash in the theming. Although it doesn't overwhelm you with the same rules weight that something like the Fantasy Flight Ameritrash games does. I always feel
Yeah.
like when I'm playing those IP games, I'm always going back to the rule book trying to understand the niche specific rule designed to add flavor to whatever character they're trying to represent. And Dune does it really well in a game style that is so different from what you'd expect from a Dune game. Much like Lords of Waterdeep represents Dungeons and Dragons in a worker placement game, Dune takes a very combat and intrigue heavy theme and puts it into a very mechanical Euro style worker placement deck building game. And I think it does it effectively because all of the tracks you climb to represent your alliance, your allegiance with different houses in the Dune franchise, or like the way that you collect spice and the spice accumulates in the desert sands. It's so perfect and appropriate for the book and the franchise, while also leading to good and meaty Euro decisions. And I think they hit the deck building on the head with this one. It's not a huge element of the game in the same sense that it isn't in like Lost Ruins of Arnak, but it can matter a lot if you decide to make it matter a lot. And there's enough choices in the game where you could kind of ignore that part of it and go some other route too. There's other options for how you're gonna pursue your path. But man, Dune Imperium, fantastic game in so many ways. It involves excellent interaction between players and the combat mechanic, and just like so much to love.
I like Dune Imperium, but it feels like it exists in the same space as Lost Ruins of Arnak for me,
Yeah,
right? Because it's easy to say they're both worker placement deck building games,
yeah,
um, but Lost Ruins of Arnak just feels so much more approachable to me, and I will usually say yes to play Dune Imperium, but I haven't spent enough time with it. Even though I think I've played it probably the same number of times as Arnak, it just feels a little bit harder to get into. And that deck building is tight. Yeah, calling it an Arnak deck building game is a little misleading because you don't get that many opportunities to build the deck, right? Because if you buy a
hmm
card, you might only get to play it once, um, but that lets those cards be more exciting too.
yeah. The similarities are clear in that they're both games that came out in 2020. They're both worker placement and deck builder games, and both with limited deck usage. Not certainly not as
Right.
heavy as an actual true deck builder game, but they use deck building in such a different way in in this case, allowing your workers to be placed in different locations. Or in Arnak, it's almost like purchasing a card is almost like an action that you can take to get some value.
Yep.
Um, this one adds the combat element to it, so then the cards are used in that extra way that Arnak doesn't really have, because those cards can add some of your combat value or do things to manipulate the troops you've deployed in the combat.
Mhm.
And so I'm always mesmerized by it. I love it how smooth it is, despite being like all over the place. Seemingly, there's just so many different paths you can go, but everything kind of ties together into like one or two core threads that make this thing hum. So I'd always play
Yeah,
it.
there's a lot going on.
My number three, Dune Imperium.
All right, number two, a trick-taking game. Instead of following suit, follow the music.
Vivo.
Vivo, yep. It's my number two on this list and my number one game of 2025. Hands down, this is the trick-taking game from All Play, or published, localized by All Play, for 3 or 4 players. Um, and the gist here is you have a separate deck of cards that tells you the harmony that you must follow instead of the suit. So the harmony is just the number of different suits that have to be played by the table. And that combined with the excellent opportunity for 2 players to score each round. The high card wins the trick and gets 2 points, but the low card scores the point the point of the card they played. So there's so many opportunities for players to feel good. The way that those extra cards are face up on the table, so there's just a little more information for every player to kind of latch on to. It makes it feel like it's a beginner friendly trick taking game. I'm still terrible at trick taking games, but I love this game. This is a perfect game for me. I'm so pleased with it, and the fact that you can get it for like $9 in most places, maybe 10. You know, it's excellent. Go out, buy it, Put it in all of your friends' stockings if you didn't
Yeah.
already. For next Christmas, because this comes out after Christmas. Play Vivo. Play Vivo.
Last Christmas, I gave you Vivo.
Wham, wham
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Yes, this is a great game. I like it, and it is such a unique take on trick taking. I feel like I say that all the time, every time a trick taker comes out. But this is a cool idea. The whole concept of like the number of suits that can be played is something that is unexplored to my knowledge. I'm sure other games have tried something like that. So yeah, it's sweet. It's simple, but it causes some real tough decisions on how you're gonna play, and it allows you to it allows you to feel very clever when you're playing, which is always a good sign for me with the game.
So clever.
So clever.
Yeah, that is my number 2 pick, Vivo, and my number 1 game of 2025.
Yeah, you have quite a few 2025s on your top 10 list.
I sure
Nice.
do. Good
Yeah.
games.
All right, my number two. There's so much game in a very small deck of cards. Basically, no art.
Oh, well, Corey, this has got to be innovation.
It's innovation, yeah, and this is a new one to my list. I didn't really get into innovation until I recently acquired Innovation Ultimate, so technically that's when I've included. But innovation is innovation, and there's like a bazillion different editions of it, and they're just small updates to the very themeless, artless card engine builder game. And I have to admit, this was one of those games that was introduced to me probably like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And I played it and I was very ho hum on it the first time. And I don't know if I really even understood what I was doing. And so for a long time, I was thinking, man, I don't really like innovation. And then I started to get into Carl Chudiak games with Glory to Rome. And I was like, all right, there's a lot of people that are sort of diehards with innovation. I should give it another chance. And I jumped right in. I bought this big old box of all the expansions all at one time because that's what board gamers do. And now it has become like one of my most played games on BGA. It is a game that I bring everywhere with me because you can just stick the base game deck in a small like Magic the Gathering 75 card deck box and travel with it. And it is so rewarding to play a game of this size and get the feels of like a much larger engine building experience that it's kind of like the perfect game for me. Very good one-on-one game, but also fun with multiple players. I only wish there was some kind of solo mode. I don't know how that would work, but innovation is my number two of all time.
I will say as a caveat, don't play turn-based mode on BGA unless you are intimately familiar with all the cards.
Yeah.
And especially don't accept a random invite where you're playing the base game plus 2 expansions because oh my god, I'm so overwhelmed.
Oh god, that was an accident, and I'm sorry. Usually, I wouldn't play with more than one expansion at a time. I intended on just doing base game, but here we
Yeah,
are. We're almost through it.
here we are. Nikki might have it locked down, but I think I'm coming up from behind. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the best part about this game is one player can race ahead and get a lot of the early achievements, the numerical ones, and then they can kind of stall out because you race them with the tags and you have like, you have the majority in a lot of the different elements of the game that without going into too much depth for those that don't know innovation, that means that someone can't use an ability with that tag without giving you a benefit first. Um, and so sometimes you get these big swingy turns where all of a sudden you just like reveal a whole bunch of tags by splaying cards, and then all of a sudden their choices are much more limited. But here we are. Hopefully you can pull it off. I'd be impressed, but I think both of us are kind of done for in that one. It might be a little too late.
Yep, yeah, I think so too.
So my number two is innovation, innovation ultimate or whatever edition you choose.
Time for the final games, Corey. The number ones. Do me a favor. If you build it, I will play. Make cool shit for us.
I feel like I should know this. Do me a favor. If you build it, I shall play. Do I know this?
You technically do, but this is a little bit of a cheaty one.
Oh, is this your like unreleased?
This is the BGG entry for unpublished prototypes.
Oh my goodness. That
Yeah,
is cheaty as
no,
heck.
yeah, it is. It is a little bit cheaty, and I thought if I should put this on there or not. But I mean, this is your top 50 list is a personal expression of your favorite games to play, and my
Mhm.
favorite games to play are the ones that are not made yet, the ones
Aw.
that people are making and putting all their love and hard work into, and they're usually terrible, but they're such a joy to play, to, like, see people making new stuff, uh,
Yeah.
and, like, being inspired by the board game industry, being inspired by their friends, being inspired by their favorite games, whatever it is, if you wanna make a game and share it with people, I wanna play it, and that's like, that is my I will always say yes to that. Um, Go
Nice.
out, make cool games. I'm so excited for that. So I guess there's not a whole lot to say other than number one is unpublished prototype.
Yeah, sponsored by Protospiel.
Proto spiels, playtesting nights. Yeah, it's I love playing board games and seeing people take their own stabs at it, trying to be original, trying to make a twist on their favorite games. I want to see more of that in the world. So go out there, make a game.
Yeah, we play tested games yesterday, Harrison and
Yep.
I. That was fun. And
I
you
play
know
tested
what?
Corey's game. Corey's game was terrible, and I loved it. I'm
S-
kidding. It's not terrible. It was a lot of fun.
We I really think that everyone needs to just start the process of designing a game, even if you don't see it through. But just to understand how difficult it is to do this. And I took that for granted until I started getting involved in this. It is hours and hours and hours and hours of modification and updating and ideas being scrapped and restarted. And the things that we play tested yesterday were various levels of completion. Some of them we literally were just play testing a single mechanic that could be used in a game. And it's like, where do we go from here? There's so much more to do after that. But once you find something to latch onto, it really is addicting to get into that process. I don't know if you feel the same way, Harrison, but I kind of know life it when I get excited about something like this.
Yeah, it's different for everyone, and different things of different games grab my attention. Uh, Sometimes it's like finding that one mechanical hook or that one story moment that you want to share with someone, or it's just iterating in a design space. Like there are so many game designs that uh, I I hesitate to say that are just like spreadsheets because that's not I haven't even tested them, but like just
Mm.
sitting there and brainstorming and iterating on a thing is satisfying enough sometimes. Other times it's like, ooh, I just had an idea as we're sitting at the table at play testing, and I pull out a blank set of cards or the backs of other cards and just scribble something on it, shuffle it up and play and see
Yep.
what happens. Um, yeah, there's plenty of opportunity there to explore, and I just want people to experience that, and I want people to share what they're excited about with me in the form of games.
Love it. All right, it's a valid pick. You justified it.
Good, because it's my list. It's going to be valid. If my number one board game of 2025 was Avengers Endgame, you'd also have to deal with it because it's my list.
I do love Avengers Endgame.
All right, Corey, take us home.
All right, my number one. Don't steal my damn cows and leave those mine tiles alone. Guess I'll just ship goods.
Corey, I suspect that this is the Castles of Burgundy.
Yeah, it is. I'll
Those
bring us home
Burgundian castles.
with something we can both agree on. Yeah, Harrison's ranked six, my rank number one. So I think this is the unanimous favorite game between the two of us on aggregate.
Yep, I agree.
I'm looking at my other top tens, and we have like 100 and some to 200 spaces between a lot of them. So we are very different people when it comes to board games, but we can both
Yep.
agree that Castles of Burgundy is a fantastic design, and we got to play it 2-on-2 the other day, like what, a month ago, and
Yeah,
just reaffirmed my
something
love
about a
for it.
time.
Yeah, something like that. And man, this is one of those games that is heavy, and I forget that it's heavy sometimes. It takes a lot to set up. It's a gigantic box. Now that I have this big fancy collector's edition version of it, and still, whenever I play it, I just feel so comfortable with it that I mean, it's just such a smooth game. It doesn't stress me out in any way, shape, or form. Sometimes it's frustrating to miss out on the opportunity to play tiles that you want, but it's just so easygoing and satisfying that there's it's always an appropriate time to play Castles of Burgundy.
Yep, 100%. Cannot say enough. We could spend an entire podcast or two just talking about Castles of Burgundy. our
Yep.
favorite strategies, our least favorite things that the other players do, um, how the dice modification pieces are called boys.
Are they?
Yep. That's what I call them. I call them boys. You gotta spend your
Oh,
boys.
okay. The workers.
Yes. Yep.
Nice. The deluxe edition though, they're boys on one side, and you flip them over, they're girls on the other side. Did you notice?
Yep. I
Yeah.
still call them boys
Oh, okay.
because I'm just set in my ways.
Yeah. Well, crouch the old man. So, all
Yep.
right. So my number one, Castles of Burgundy. All right, shall we? Shall we wrap this
Let
list up?
let's do it. Our top 10. At number 10, Endeavor Deep Sea.
Lost Ruins of Arnak,
Number 9, Fliptoons.
Ark Nova,
Number 8, Clank, a deck building adventure.
Terraforming Mars,
Number 7, Panda Royale.
Kemet.
Yes, Kemet. Number
Yep.
6, The Castles of Burgundy.
Teotihuacan, City of Gods,
Number 5, Revive.
Root,
Number 4, Moon Colony Bloodbath.
Marvel Champions,
Number 3, Harmonies.
Dune Imperium,
Number 2, Vivo.
Innovation,
Number 1, Unpublished Prototype.
The Castles of Burgundy.
Man, imagine like let's just plan a vacation, a road trip, find like some Airbnb or something in the middle of nowhere, put all these games in the car, and just play them for all weekend or all week. That sounds great. Let's do it. Let's plan it.
I love it.
That's the end of it. Yep, that's the whole list. You want to read down the whole thing now? No, I'm kidding. Let's
Oh
not
my
do
god.
that.
No, but it is appropriate to remind people that next week we're going to be sharing one final list, as I say, to rule them all. So you may think that this was the list to rule them all, but no, just wait because we have a community list coming up next week. We're gonna wait and balance and math all over these selections that people have made in the in the form that I've included on the bottom of our episode for the last month, and you're gonna find out what the people love.
Yeah.
Is it Monopoly? Is it Catan? Only you will find out in January.
Well, you and everyone else who listens. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, me neither. I can't wait to figure out how I'm gonna weigh everything. I'll come up with the system. Don't worry.
Like he hasn't already figured it out.
I got ideas.
Uh, okay, good, cool. That's the end of the year, Corey. It's been 2025, and next year, next time you hear us, it'll be 2026, and time just keeps on marching. Anything
Yeah.
else you've been doing besides playing and ranking all those board games?
Um, I've been playing and ranking all those board games. Nope, I've been busy.
Well, okay, it's time for me to go back to playing Diablo 4 because that's my current obsession, and
Oh,
everyone else can go drink water.
you know
I
what?
mean,
I have
I'll
to
drink water
say,
too.
Harrison, you jerk. You introduced me to Drop Duchy, so I lied. I have been playing some video
Oh,
games.
isn't that good? Drop
Yeah,
Duchy.
you bastard. I wanted to get things done.
Roguelite, Tetris, army building, deck building. It's weird. It's a weird game. Drop Duchy. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it's on sale right now for the Christmas sale, I think. I've only ever played the demo, so I'm sorry. It's good though.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next week. Thank you.
Bye everyone. Happy holidays.
Bye. Adamantly Analog is Corey Murphy and Harrison Dunn. Original themes and bumper music by Corey Murphy. Reach us at adamantlyanalog@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.